Hi everyone, this is Anatole,
Hi.
and this is...
My name's Min, but you can call me Potato.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that later. And today we're doing a reaction video to Chernobyl, the HBO series. This is for episode 1. The title of episode 1 is 1:23:45, which is the time that Chernobyl blew. And the score on IMDb is 9.5. Before we proceed, I do want to talk about the reason that I'm recording this with a partner for the first time, among others, is that Min is somewhat qualified to discuss matters relating to nuclear safety.
Hey.
So what's your background, why you know so much about Chernobyl?
Let's just say the Vietnamese people really don't really care much about, science and stuff like that. I was a major in physics back in high school, so of course I'm interested in things like that, like nuclear power and bomb and stuff. And then at one point I was like, after all that's good, is there anything bad about it? And when you start searching about it, Chernobyl come first. So after reading about it, like, there's nothing like a movie or anything. You got something about the Red October. Remember that series back then? And you got like the Great War, how great the Russian were, but there's nothing relating Chernobyl until all the way until now, 2019. We finally got Chernobyl on HBO.
Right. So I've watched this episode, none of the others, but I have watched the first. This will be the first time viewing for Min, so you're going to get a pure reaction from him. So join us after the break, and then we will get into the reaction video.
The Brutals.
Did you notice the time?
Yes.
So he killed himself at the exact time the Chernobyl event happened on the second anniversary. That's why they show the clock.
Oh.
Get him out of here. The lid is off. The sack is burning. I saw it. You're confused. RBMK reactor cores don't explode. I came off.
RBMK was the kind of reactors they used in the Soviet Union.
Oh.
We're wasting time. Let's go. Get the hydrogen out of the generators and pump water into the core. What about the fire? Call the fire brigade.
Even the immediate action is such a Soviet action.
Right. To deny.
Like, you're wrong.
Right.
It can't happen.
Right.
They're scientists. They're top notch. And they are still...
No, actually, he's not a nuclear scientist. He was trained in electrical engineering.
Oh, again, that's such a Soviet
Yes,
thing.
Yeah, I know.
In Vietnam, we have the same stuff as well.
So even by just staring down at it, he probably got radiated a little bit.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, it's glowing.
Yeah.
Earlier, there's a pillar of light shining straight through the sky. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. I was going to comment on it.
Yeah. This
It's so hard to see, though. It's there, but it's very dark.
Glimpse.
Yeah.
However, it's everything it's needed to be, because you only see that thing in like anime and fiction movie.
Right.
But if you have a highly concentrated amount of energy, a photon and like gamma radiation, you do have that. That's such magnificent yet terrifying sight. Such a strong dose.
Right. Yeah, that was something I learned, that the faster you vomit after you first get radiation, the stronger the dose you got. And actually, when they're trying to determine if someone is going to survive radiation, one of the things they look at is how quickly did they vomit.
Yeah, that's the fastest way. He's too close.
Yeah, so this book has been so useful to me, but even the people working in the plant didn't really know a lot about nuclear radiation.
Yeah.
So the way they act here, their clothing is too open, the things they touch, like they just have the total ignorance or disregard to what could get them radiated.
Water in my reactor core. Get out there and make sure those pumps are on.
They can't let the rod down.
Now.
They're so dead. The uranium facing each other, they will keep getting hotter and hotter.
Right.
If you put bore in there,
What is the decimeter
the
say?
controlling rod,
Yes.
it will slow down, but if you can't get it, it will have a meltdown.
The rods were the reason why they had the explosion. They had a special kind of rod because of this shoddy workmanship, and so
So they have like unqualified rod?
among anything that could go wrong did. But the part of the rod that was supposed to help cool was at the end of the rod, not the tip.
Oh.
So as it was lowering in, it was very critical to get that part in as quickly as possible. But they were conducting a test. In order to make the test happen, they had to remove a lot of the rods to increase the heat. And by removing the rods, it affected everything. And so when it came time to shut
the
them all
rod
down,
back in.
they couldn't get them to that part where it would begin the cooling process, and that just effed everything up.
Yeah. So heavy concentrated amount of metals already in the air.
Yeah, they don't know exactly, according to the book, they don't know exactly why they taste the metal, because this is the first time this kind of event had happened.
Yeah, and
But obviously it has to do with the radiation.
I learned that when uranium explode or like go critical like that, it releases like hundreds of different kind of chemical substance that is lower than it. For example, uranium 135, it releases everything under 135.
Ah,
Iodine, ferrite, which is iron, and even more and more. Most of the more stable ones are metal. Maybe that's why they can taste metal, because it's heavily dense in the air. He touched the...
right.
Oh! It's not a piece of building, it's a
of the
solid
core.
core.
Yes.
It's uranium right there.
I like the way they set that up too. They show him holding it, and then they cut back to him later, and he's kind of shaking his hand.
Yeah.
And the next time you see him, his arm is
burning.
Yeah.
He's holding through normal gear fireman.
Right.
Anatole, you think how many percent of the people that actually watch this show knows about Chernobyl or just picked it up randomly?
That's a good question. I assume people born after the event probably only know just the barest minimum about it.
Mm-hmm.
Even the showrunner, the person who was responsible for making this, said he was kind of like that until he began researching it.
Because some scenes, some of the very, very important like key element in here, it's kind of required the people to know about it.
Yeah, that's there's a lot I picked up after beginning to read the book about it and watching the second time that I missed the first time, because they don't really tell you. They show
Yeah.
you, but they don't explain what's important about it.
So maybe they're trying to do that to gain the rewatch value? Possibly, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's for rewatch value. Because the only other thing you could do is you have people giving really bad exposition. Oh, look at that snow up in the air. I wonder
Yeah.
if there's radiation from the... that's the only other way you can do that. Then you
Yeah,
ruin
yeah.
the realism by having people doing that.
In anime culture, we call it a death flag.
When you get the intuition that you're about to die.
Yeah. Like a soldier getting through thick and thin, and then finally show his friend like the picture of the loved one. That's the death flag. And flashing scenes of the one waiting for you at home. That's the death flag.
Right.
Or telling people your final wish or something. Well,
Yep.
Cool.
Right. When I retire, I'm going to go on vacation to Hawaii.
that one too.
Right.
I think it's time that they have to. First, the accident is well under control. Second,
If anyone stutters before saying something like that, you should not trust what they're saying.
You're like, oh boy. The meeting is really well depicted.
Yes, it is. You get a real strong feeling of what the bureaucracy and the doublespeak and propaganda was all like.
Everything
Yeah.
is in. There was, and And you see that there's people with brains in there as well,
Right. But they get
but they are
lost.
subjugated.
Yeah.
I said to mind of symmetrist. Didn't! Because it's not there! What are you suggesting, Nicole?
I like the way the scene builds up. And they're looking at every angle to deny what he's saying.
Yeah,
but
it's broken, bro.
yeah.
There's no way, bro. Just spitting water, bro.
You'll see.
Because it didn't explode. I
Yeah.
told you, reactor core didn't explode, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, there's nothing to see, bro. Just go there, take a walk, glow in the dark.
This is Stellan Skarsgård, but he doesn't look like he normally does, so he's got to have some sort of makeup thing going on.
You should include answer that we preferred.
That's right. Yeah, right.
Yeah. As this one is quite weird though, like we want answer. You're saying that like no, it didn't happen, you didn't see it. And then they still calling expert here and there. Maybe like some sort of constants in them.
Well, yeah, Gorbachev was all about trying to open up the Soviet economy because it was a wreck and he knew that they had to make some changes.
Uh-huh.
So he was torn between how open can he be about this because he was just newly made the leader of Soviet Union, but there were many people under him whose instinct was to cover up and hide and obscure.
So the new king trying to run the old cart.
Yeah.
God! Really? That's amazing!
You mean the black cloud?
No, the forest changed the color
Oh,
of the tree.
right. I didn't even notice that. To brown.
The smoke?
Right. The radiation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. So that's the end of the episode. Let me stop here and then we'll give final thoughts about
Okay.
episode 1. Ben, what are your thoughts about the episode?
Amazing. A masterpiece. Well, I've always known that the first episode, we usually call it pilot episode, is it right? They really try to make it great and astonishing and stuff to drag more audience. But this one is out of expectation despite knowing all that. It's amazing. They didn't pull in any cheap tricks, no jump scare, no dramatic music, no like boom, explosion, yeah, go watch our movie. No. It's just there. It feels like a very, very, well, deadly documentary.
You mentioned the music, and I really like how understated the music is, and there are moments where they would change into a harsh electronic, like when it was going within the plant. Like when the fireman is told, well, we're done here, go up into the core. And if I remember right, at that point the music changed into kind of a harsh, clanging electronic to underscore the danger of going further in. And I like the way that the music used those tones to emphasize the emotion of what was going on. And I thought it was subtle in many places, but then when it needed to be dramatic and have a flourish, it did that too.
I think the best thing about the music is that how subtle they are. They're like a resonance in your soul. They're like showing how people feel, but like adding like topping or soul a bit in here and there. It's not direct. It's not like drag it and force it to feel what they're supposed to feel. It's like, oh my God, this is like scary. You have to feel scary. Here's some scary music. No,
Right.
It's not like that. It let us feel and it's just there.
Right. Like so many things in the
Great
show
placement.
were very understated and not direct or forceful and easy to miss. So when you mentioned about the trees changing color, I missed that the first time. And the first time I watched, when I think his name is Dmitry Anatoly Demarzkov, the guy that's the head of the nuclear plant, and he walks out and he looks down below and there's some burning graphite down there.
Oh.
And the first time I watched it, I missed the significance that those were irradiated pieces of the core, and that by just pausing and looking down, he probably got a really strong dose of radiation. I completely missed that.
I think here and there, the most amazing thing is that how they build up the Soviet atmosphere. Like mostly the Soviet like conspiracy, the habit of covering things up. Every time you see person moving or taking action, they know what they are doing, but they will say against it. Like he take a look out of the window, he see pieces glowing. He know what it is.
Yeah.
He know like there's nothing that can radiate that way.
Right.
But he still get in there and say, oh, this didn't explode. Just get some rod, get water around it.
Right, right. And I like how many times people say the cores exploded. Every time there's someone there to say, no, that's not what happened. There's never someone there to agree. The person who would agree, the scientist at the end, is never given a chance to really speak what he's thinking, because the system is built to support itself, not to hear the truth. And we get that time and time again. All those people that go to the core to look and see that the cores are radiated, they're dead.
They're dead. They didn't even make it outside.
Yeah, as soon as you look in the core, you're dead. And they have all these people coming back and saying the core is gone. And they will always say, well, okay, can you go check on the core?
Yeah.
We need to put water in there. Can you go check and make sure? And then they would kill another person thoughtlessly for useless information they didn't care about.
Or like if he can go, he just like, oh, he's delusional.
Right.
Oh, he just gets something from the water, and just get the water. I need water around the core,
Right.
the non-existing core.
Yeah, right.
Oh God, it was so brutal, but at the same time, that's what makes it good. This is the fun thing. I read some review on the internet, like some guy, maybe a blonde, and she said, oh, is this based on a real life event? And everybody laughed and the comment. However, that's what makes it a great thing. Everybody knows what happened. We're not expecting something new, like a dragon blowed it up or something.
Right.
We know what happened, but we still feel excited.
Right.
How many movies out there can do that?
Right.
Amazing, in its own way.
The showrunner said when he came to this, he knew about Chernobyl, but he didn't know Chernobyl. There were many details he never knew about. And I think maybe what he had in mind with this was to reach the audience that knew of Chernobyl, but that didn't know the mysteries, the deeper secrets. And also, when it happened, even if people were following the news, there was a lot of information that wasn't revealed till much later after the fact, because the Soviet Union was trying to hide all of the really important details. So for many people, this miniseries will be the first time to learn many of these things that they didn't know, even if they were around when it first happened.
Yeah, I think so too. Imagine like you live there like dozens of years ago, and then now you was, oh my God, that was what happened. Oh God, like the government really screwed me. Oh God, they screwed up so much. They cover a lot of things.
Right.
That's just so good. I totally get why they're gonna get such a high earning on IMDb.
Right.
Maybe because of the fact that like Games of Thrones was a letdown.
Right.
This one was a makeup like, oh, what could be good? Oh, this good.
Right. Right.
It's a very like opposite reaction.
Right. The field was open for a really good program, and this came from HBO right after Game of Thrones had finished and let everyone down. I do think that was part of it, at least in the beginning.
Intentional? You're not gonna say they intentionally make it bad, right?
No.
But I think like the intention, like, okay, you had something real good. We are not gonna disappoint you, so we're gonna prepare something of real high quality back then.
Right.
And then, well, it made up.
Right. All right, so that's all I have. Do you have any other final thoughts before we close it up?
Nothing. I just really want to watch the next one.
Right.
Okay. This was so like it's beyond my expectations. I thought it was some sort of like great documentary with some twist. There's no twist. It's just there.
No.
And
The twists occur from the history itself. Things that were hidden that we didn't know about, but there's no great reveal that it was an American that caused Chernobyl to happen.
yeah, there's no bump. There's no
Right.
superpower. There's nothing.
Right.
It's just there. Well,
Okay, well that's it for now. So see you guys later, and
See
until
you.
next time, take care.
goodbye.